Hey everybody, Musha the Scribe, sending out all light, love, and healing energy to the celestial beings of the cosmos. This video will be a part 2 of my thoughts about race, okay? And in this one, I want to give y'all some tips on how to identify a race or species rather than your everyday basic, they're this color and I'm this color, all right? We get into something called the phenotype, right? And this is a older way of identifying different races and things like that. A horrible example, but it's an example example nonetheless. I know some people aren't gonna like this example, but the cat Hitler, how he was identifying Jews and Germans from their phenotypes, from different traits and things. He might have been doing it in a violent way, you know. He was doing the shit in a way to reflect violence thereafter, but he was tapped into some actual information when you get into phenotypes, okay? The width of the nose, the length and width of the forehead, the cleft in certain chins, the length of the toes in comparison to each other, the heel, how some beings' heels are raised and some beings' heels are flat. All these things would be considered in the category of phenotypes, ways of telling a person's genetic origin without just basing it off of the skin complexion. Because as we know, lots of singular species have mad different fucking blends and colors and mixes for real. You know, different hues per species. So sometimes you got to look deeper than just the complexion itself. You look at the phenotypes. Another phenotype a lot of people don't know about, the color of your eyes. That one is a little bit deeper because the eye is a mirror image of the galaxy, if you never noticed that before. Look at your eye and then look at a galaxy. It's the exact same setup. You got your black hole in the middle with that galaxy spiraling around it and everything. That is for a reason, for real. That gets deeper than your physical traits that have been passed down throughout your family's bloodline and shit. That gets more into the actual location of where your soul started, or your spirit started, or, you know, your actual galaxy for real. So if you share the same color eyes as mine, you know, a dark brown, more than likely we from the same galaxy. You got that hazel eye color, same galaxy as the other hazel eyes, the green eye galaxy, and so on. Even when it comes down to the blue eye. And what I want to speak on with the blue eye while I'm on the subject, a good phenotype for knowing the difference between a Caucasian and a Caucasoid, as I gave y'all the explanation in part 1 of this, is looking at the pupil, looking at the eye for real. The Zoids have more of the old Caucasus genetic. Blonde hair, blue eyes. I'm not talking dirty blonde. I'm not talking honey blonde. I'm talking that blonde that's damn near white itself for real. That blonde and blue eyes, they have a older Caucasus genetic. More than likely they are a Caucasoid. It's a albinism. Just like how with niggas sometimes, like my cousin Pookie is albino for real. Cuz got white skin and red eyes, you know. I'll get into that story another day about like albinoid folk and shit like that, but just using it as an example. It goes to show how, you know, his skin is white, but he still has the Moorish genetic. So these are just a few phenotypes. There are lots of them. The length of the neck, the width of the neck, the shape of the chest is another one. Certain tendons in the legs that certain phenotypes have, and some of them don't for real. You know, a lot of this shit can be broken down and explained that way as well. So we'll get more into this in the next part. I just wanted to drop this quick one on y'all real fast. Mad love, phenotypes.